Welcome back, everybody. We are on Chapter 3 of 3 of Clue, the Murder of Mr. Black. And I believe today we are going to figure out who done it. So let's go ahead and unlock the final chapter and get started. And it looks like we're going to start off once again in the hall, and we have the appearance of all 6 suspects. Professor Plum's going to start us off. Welcome back, Detective. Chef White. Oh, quit sucking up to him, Plum. Miss Scarlet. Ugh, would you two stop? Mayor Green. So, Detective, about what we discussed before, when can you get me out of here? Solicitor Peacock. I second that question. And Colonel Mustard. Does anyone know how this fuse panel works? Professor Plum. More importantly, did anyone else notice the bruising forming around Mr. Black's forehead? And then Detective Brown. Easy now, one at a time. My investigation is almost complete. I need you all to stick around just a little while longer. Now, if you'll excuse me a moment, I must take another look at the deceased. All right, let's go ahead and see the bruising around his forehead. And it looks like we've brushed aside some hair. Looks like our host got a heavy knock to the head. I don't think this sort of damage could have happened just from the stairs. We may have found our true cause of death. I better add this to my notes. And our book has been updated. Let's go ahead and click that and see. A laceration with heavy bruising was found along the back of his skull. Blunt force trauma may have been the cause of death. Right. Looks like he could have been strangled or bludgeoned. I'll have to keep working to figure it out. All right. Let's, I guess, start with the fuse panel, see if there's anything we can do. Detective, you've come to assist with the fuse panel, I assume. I suspect you need to double back on the breakers. It seems perhaps the regulator isn't receiving the proper voltage and... Let me stop you there. I'd bet my life savings it's nothing more than a missing fuse. Allow me to take a closer look. Alright, so we are missing the yellow fuse now. And surprise, surprise, missing another fuse. Alright, let's go back to the mansion and see if we can find it. I don't need anything else from the drawers. Chef White, what are you staring at? I was just going to ask. Save it, not in the mood. My advice is you hurry up and finish your little investigation before one of these creeps snaps and takes out the rest of us. We'll talk to all the suspects again. Solicitor Peacock. Detective, I found an audio recording in Mr. Black's safe that holds some rather incriminating evidence against you. Something about bribing a witness in a court case. Detective, are you aware that it's against the law to record a private conversation without the consent of the parties involved? Yes, I suppose that. So, what are we talking about here? I'm not the one you want to come at, making bold accusations. How about we focus on who's responsible for the dead body behind me? Mayor Green, I found a lot of blood in the conservatory, care to explain? I cut myself on one of the plants while I was waiting for the door to unlock. That wouldn't happen to have been from the thorns buried beneath the soil, would it? Digging for something, were you? Detective, you caught me. I'm an amateur botanist. I was trying to get a sample of one of Mr. Black's famous plants. Best to keep that between us, wouldn't you say? Miss Scarlet, you mentioned earlier this evening that Mr. Black had a lot of enemies. Care to elaborate? I think it's obvious that everyone here didn't attend tonight's meeting as an act of kindness. Mr. Black holds a lot over our heads. So you're saying that you all came here because Mr. Black was blackmailing you? And if you didn't oblige him, he would tear down your reputation? Precisely. Detective Brown, I think I may have spotted another fuse. Allow me to step aside. Do you see it? It's stuck underneath this bookshelf. I can't quite fit my arm under there. Ah, yes, I see it now. Let me find something to fish it out. All right. Excuse me a moment, Miss Scarlet, but would you mind just taking one step to your right? I just want to get a closer look at the decor behind you. The vase of dead sticks? How a few twigs pass as decor, I'll never understand. Alright, well, we have a stick now. So let's go ahead and use the stick to fish out the fuse. There we go, we have the yellow fuse. Let's go ahead and use that on the fuse box, put it in place. And for the third time, we're going to play the fuse game. So I suspect it's going to get harder. The second round was a little bit of a challenge itself. So let's just keep playing around here and see what happens. And we got our star. Detective Brown says, more power restored to the northern hall upstairs. Looks like that room with the piano might be my next stop. Alright, let's go ahead and head into the ballroom, but first we have to figure out how to open the door because, what do you know, it is locked. There's some towels here, and it looks like we've got a light bulb, which appears to go in this missing fixture there. The fixture that's missing the bulb there. How do we turn on the lights? Alright, there. It seems like these lights need to be turned on in a certain order, but what is it? Okay. I'm not seeing offhand a pattern. There's nothing else hidden in the basket. So, let's see, there's a panel here that's sealed tight. That probably has the key. Okay, looks like in the grating below the light fixtures, it shows what order they need to be turned on. That one's got one sort of diamondish shape, the number 2, the number 3, and number 4. That was a incredibly easy puzzle. Gives us the key though, and we can open the door. Let's go ahead and head on in. There we go. Let's take a look inside. Ah, the ballroom. Never been much of a dancer. I better take a look around before someone waltzes in and interrupts the investigation. Okay, it's a nice room. Obviously the rug here's got some sort of puzzle on it. First, let's take these matches. And I'm guessing we have to find some missing tiles. Alright, let's take a look around the room. The piano is locked. There is a painting of a young girl playing the piano. Inside the cabinet, it looks like someone broke into this glass cabinet to steal a candlestick. Wait a minute. Let's click the button here. Professor Plum, the bandage on his hand. He was so adamant that I give back his candlestick. His candlestick. Yeah, right, that lying thief. Was he stealing it for monetary value or planning something more nefarious with it? I better make a note. Right, our book has been updated. Let's click that. Right, candlestick appears to be a high value item likely stolen by Plum. In the ballroom, the map has been updated with the ballroom information. Found a broken glass cabinet missing a candlestick just like the one Plum dropped. Alright. I'm not interested in adding any more blood to the scene. I'll need some protection before reaching in there. Okay, I guess we're going to have to find some gloves or something. Behind the drapery, we found a tile. A gold candelabra with a small locked compartment. The drawer is locked up tight. Right. Let's see, clicking around the room. Alright, we found a drawer with another floor tile. Let's go ahead and put those in place. We've got 2 of the 4. I guess we're just going to have to click. These flickering lights seem to be a permanent problem. Inside the piano, we found the 3rd tile. Let's add that in place. And nothing else in the piano. Oh, well, I just realized we have some matches, so let's light the candelabra and see what happens. Maybe we have to light each individual. Might as well light the rest of them. I'm trying. We've got 2 candles lit and 3 candles lit. And that opens the compartment with a key. We can use the key on the table. Inside we have the gloves. Let's go ahead and go back to the cabinet and use the gloves. Break the glass. We've got the floor tile. And I don't think they're going to let us take the other candlestick. Let's go ahead and put the floor tile in place. And the bench has revealed a book. So let's take a look at the book. It's a dance book. Alright, inside the dance book we have another key, and there seems to be instructions for a dance. So 3 up, 4 to the right, 3 diagonal, 2 and 2. Guessing this is in order that we're going to have to do something maybe on that tile floor. So we'll come back to that in a moment, but first let's use this key on the piano, and we have, oh no, we have musical notes. Okay, well, not musical notes. We have to find the pattern probably on here. Let's start with the book again. What did it say? All right, we're going to start at the sun. We're going to take 3 steps up and then 4 steps to the right. Starting at the sun, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the squares. Then 3 diagonal, 2, 2 diagonal. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2. Gets us at the weird diamonds. Moon. 3 up, 4 diagonal, 5 over. The moon is 3 up, 4 diagonal, 3, 4, 5 over is the flower. Two up, 6 over, 3 up. 2 up, 2, 3, 4, 6. 3 up is the far corner. 2, 2, 2. 2, 1, 2 gives us the X. X marks the spot. And we got a star. Okay, that should have been easy. I don't know why I found that one so challenging. Detective Brown, would you look at that? Playing the correct sequence managed to open that painting. Mr. Black, you certainly were a strange cat, weren't you? Alright, well, we've got some kitchen keys. Oh, another set of keys. Looks like they belong to the kitchen. A clear sign it's time to investigate another room. I better check my map. Well, let's take a look, and it looks like the kitchen is available now. The kitchen appears to be located in the upper left hallway, onwards and upwards. Let's go ahead and take a look there. Of course, we have a door, and it's locked up tight. We have some dishes. We've got a butter knife. Behind this painting, we've got a panel that's screwed. Maybe we can use the butter knife to unscrew that. We sure can. Inside, we've got a switch, and we have some power. Looks like I'll need to fix those broken wires first. A locked drawer. We've got a vase. Dinner plate dahlias, perfect for the kitchen door. All right, well, let's see. We've got flickering lights. The door that won't open. Could go for a pastry right about now. Here to solve crime, not grime. All right, I don't know what else oh, well, we have keys. Let's try and open. There we go, the drawer. I don't know why I didn't try the keys on the front door to begin with, but let's see what happens. Yeah, we can't use the keys on the door. duct tape I don't think you're supposed to use on an electrical problem. I think we need electrical tape, but whatever. We have switched the switch, and now I think that has, did it say, looks like that switch released the security latches on the door. Oh, well, now I guess we can use the key to get it, and let's go on in. Ah, great, I can finally get a snack, or I mean continue my investigation. Alright, well, let's look around. We have a recipe guide with lots of codes. Inside the fridge, what have we got? World's Best Boss mug. That appears to be all. Oh, goodness. On top of the fireplace is a food pyramid that appears to have codes. So, I don't know, maybe are we going to need to put a recipe together of some sort? There's a gold chalice. I'm able to reach new heights. Is that blood on the ceiling tile? I'm not as tall as I used to be. I'll need something to boost me up. We'll come back to that. The fireplace has been sealed off. Doesn't look like there's anything on the bookshelf there. Inside the cabinet, we have tetracycline. Looks like it's used to treat rashes. This looks like a reasonable explanation for those red marks on Mr. Black's neck. Okay. So maybe he wasn't strangled after all. We've got a drawer handle. Ah, looks like we can put that here in this drawer. If I can select it. There we go. Let's go ahead and open the drawer. We have a credit card. Oh, looks like we need to move the refrigerator to access a secret door. Alright, we can turn on the stove. I should put something in there before we turn on the boiler. Alright. We have a toolkit here. Gotta find a key. Nothing else in the cabinet. Oh well, that was easy enough to shift over the refrigerator. Now what could be behind here? More incriminating evidence? A couple of skeletons? Well, I really think that's probably the secret passage to the study, but I guess we're going to find out later. Alright, so we've got a credit card and a mug. Is there anything in the mug? Can we put it in the pot? No, we can't. And let's see. Alright, well, I'm at a little bit of a loss to figure out what to do. Might have to do something here. Who knew there were 2 cups in a pint? Alright, let's see. Well, there's a pie recipe guide. Apple is 18656. Can we... Is this a code? It doesn't look like it. But Oh. Well, I used the credit card by mistake on the access panel, and it looks like this house is full of secrets. Let's go ahead and... Oh great, some dark catacombs. Let's bring it on. Navigate through the secret passages. Pick up a new candle before yours runs out or you'll get stuck in the dark. Each move uses 1 piece of the candle. Looks like some lights are on already still. I think the first thing we need to do is flip the switch, then go down and collect the candle. I feel like though I've just wasted a candle. Alright, let's go flip this other switch. Grab the candle and a key. Right back, flip the switch. Grab the next candle piece. And I have unlocked the door. Let's see what we can do here. Grab another candle piece. Alright, well, I suspect we're going to need to flip the switch. Got another candle. Got another key. Flip the switch. Am I going to... Alright, got my candle piece again. Okay, I need to go back up, down, use the key, and I am through the catacombs. I got my star. So the kitchen secret passage is going to lead us to what I assume is the study. Phew, glad to be out of there. It looks like the secret passageway connects to a room in the southeast corner of the mansion. Let's check it out. Mr. Black's study. This is the last room I have left to investigate. Something must have happened here. What exactly that was and who was here is yet to be determined. Alright, well, let's check out the book. Alright, let's check Mr. Black, prescriptions, explain the markings on his neck, and the map shows us that there was a secret passage that connects the kitchen to the study. On the floor here are some, well, it's quite the mess, and the phone is off the hook. Was Mr. Black trying to call for help? I'm willing to bet that whoever he was trying to call is key to solving this case. Alright, well, that updated our book, but I think we know what it says, so let's add the world's best mug, world's best boss mug to this collection of mugs. It looks like we're looking for a toy car as well. I used to have a bunch of these little cars when I was a kid. Quite the collection of old clocks. And the mugs must be his favorite. Alright, so let's see, what is in this pot? A frozen pyramid. Probably thaw that back out in the kitchen. Alright, the telephone. Well, looks like we found some keys. And, I have no idea what number to dial. Perhaps there's an address book hiding around that can help narrow down who Mr. Black was trying to call. I suppose there probably is. Alright, let's go back. What happened here on the floor? We'll never know. Alright, in the cabinet is locked, but we found some keys. But first, stepladder, that's going to help us out in the kitchen. Let's go ahead and try and use these keys on the cabinet. It opens up, and we've got our model car. And there's nothing else in there. Let's put the car on the shelf. And I see a number 1 at the top of this. And it looks like there might be a pattern. But what do they go to? What's inside this cabinet? Oh, this door leads to the upper halls where all the other rooms are connected. If Mr. Black was attacked here, he could have easily stumbled out this door and collapsed down the stairs that lead to the hall. I'd rather avoid the house guests and their litany of questions for now. Better off using the secret passage to get back to the kitchen. Well, before we go there, let's see what else we can find here in the study. If anything. Clicking around. Alright, behind the picture we found a code. Mr. Black must have enjoyed puzzles. All these locks are like something out of a video game. Alright, well, we've got a frozen pyramid. Let's see if that does anything. Alright, we have to get the ice off before we can fit it in there. So let's go back to the kitchen. And then we'll put the frozen block of ice in the cooking pot. Turn it on. Wait a little while. And there we go. Now we have our pyramid piece. What was in this drawer? Okay. Don't really need that. The keys might work in this toolbox. It does. Inside we have the other pyramid piece. Let's see if we can use the step ladder to get to the ceiling tile. Looks like we found a bloody wrench. I'm guessing that's a murder weapon. Now, why would someone hide a bloody wrench up in the ceiling? I can only think of one reason. First, let's grab that pyramid, though, and head back to the study. Use the pyramids in this thing on the wall. There we go, and inside we have the chalice. We also have a scroll, and it appears we have a horse figurine. This appears to be a blueprint showing a secret passage that connects the kitchen to the dining room. Looks like they connect via the fireplace. Well, that's an interesting twist. So if someone were here in the study, they could easily move through the underground passage to get to the kitchen. Then from the kitchen, crawl through the fireplace to get to the dining room. Interesting. That would explain the soot, handprints, and footprints that were there in the fireplace. Alright, so what else can we do in here? I think we're still looking for the address book. We've got the coded puzzle there. We still have a puzzle in the kitchen. So the fireplace has been sealed off. I'm sure that has something to do with the murder. Okay. Put the chalice on the fireplace mantle, and now we have discovered another puzzle. Okay. That tile has already been pressed in. So there's some tiles we can press in. Something was off there. Better try again. Okay, so I think I have an idea. Back to the study. Back to our collection here. So what does it say? We've got left, right on the mugs. So back in the kitchen on the pyramid, left, right is a milk or a pitcher. Oh, wait, look. So there are some items here in the recipe book. We have a right mug, a beetle, and a Cogsworth clock. Well, I guess actually let's take a closer look at the handle. It's kind of a squared handle. Whoops. So I'm guessing then that would be, it's not all about me, but mostly. Then the beetle looks like it might be that middle one. Cogsworth clock doesn't, so none of those really match. Alright, let's go back. Okay, well let's try the cars. So it's right, left. Going back to there. Starting with 1, we go right, left. Brings us to the cup, the empty cup again. And then we have left, right. Goes left, right, a spoon. So, alright, I think I get it. Let's go back to look at this. So it goes 1, and then left, right. 1, left, right. So left is 8, 2, 6, 1. 18, 26, 1. If we go back here, 18, 26, 1 is strawberry. So the first one is strawberry. Let's go back. Then it's, the cars are right, left. Because 1, 4, 8, 2, 2. 1, 4, 8. 2, 2 is banana, so we go strawberry, banana. And then left, 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 right. So left is 8, 6, 5, 3. 18, 65, 3. Whoops. 18, 6, 5, 3 is chicken. So strawberry, banana, chicken. All right, so let's go back to the fireplace. We have strawberry, banana, chicken. And we get our gold star. All right, we haven't used any hints yet. Looks like, what do we have here? One surprising discovery after another. It's not really surprising, we were expecting that. And here in the fireplace we see some torn paper. And we're back in the dining room. Quite the labyrinth of rooms indeed. Alright, well it looks like we can put that horse statue in the fireplace, but let's go ahead and do that first. Oh, and it looks like we've opened up the mirror. Before we do that, let's look at this torn piece of paper. Not much to go on, but I've solved cases with less. Alright, the address book here. Ah, perfect. Mr. Black's address book filled with the names and phone numbers of his close acquaintances. This should help narrow down my search and figure out who he was trying to call in the study. Alright, well, let's go ahead and head back to the study. Put the address book here by the phone, and then maybe we can look here and see if we can match up the numbers. It looks like the last numbers could be 1, 1. It could be 2, 8. There are 2, 1, 1. Oh, there's 3, 1, 1, 2, 8. Really? Okay. All right. So I guess this top part might be the name. So IL looks like it could, based on that last letter in the numbers on the scrap paper above it, looks like that's IE or IL, I mean. So it could be that last one. But I think, are all of these codes now? So 555 1128. I think that's what it is. Who is Mr. Black talking to? Let's try and number it. Let's try and dial it. 555 1128. And you're looking for this person. I have the wrong number. Okay, let's double check. Let's see, 1. I guess it could be a 1, 4 possibly. Actually, it could be a lot of those names, I guess. Really looks like the 1128s though. But no, doesn't fit the names. Okay, let's see. It could be 139. It's not the first one because the name doesn't look like it ends in O. The second one, I don't think that last letter is an R. It looks like there's... I can't... IL... It's not the third one because the number's not a 5, 9 for sure. Same with the fourth number. It could be the fifth number. What's the rest of that name? L-R-E. Alright, let's go with that. So, 959, 4139, Hallery. That's the middle one, and it's Hallery, and there we go. We have successfully solved it. Hello, I'm looking for someone named Hallery. Just one moment, I'll see if she's available. Hello, this is Miss Hallery, manager at Le Petit Chateau. May I ask who's calling? Good evening, I'm Detective Brown with the Hugh County Police Department. Oh, hello, is there something I can do for you? A Petit Chateau, what is that? It sounds familiar. We're a fine dining establishment, sir. A restaurant, ah yes. Hey, you didn't happen to get a call earlier this evening from Mr. Bowden Black, did you? Why, yes, I did. Mr. Black is the owner of the restaurant. Is everything okay? I'm afraid not. He's been murdered. What? Is this some sort of sick joke? Unfortunately not. Now listen carefully. I need you to be very clear and honest with me. It's imperative to my investigation. What did Mr. Black call you about this evening? You're putting me in a very awkward position here. Well, he was concerned that Chef White was stealing money from the restaurant. And was Chef White stealing money from Mr. Black's restaurant? Listen, it sounds like you know as much as I do. Chef White is amazing at what she does, but Black was treating her poorly. Everyone is barely scraping by over here. I don't know what she's done or what you think she's done, but I know she felt like she was out of options. I see. Well, that's all I need for now. Thank you for your time. Well, I think that just about sums it up. I should follow up with the guests back in the main hall. Ladies and gentlemen, I have concluded my investigation. It's safe to say Mr. Black's killer stands among us. So you've made a decision? Is it that time already? Here we go. Careful about any false accusations now. Go ahead, Detective. You're doing great. I'd like to have one more word with each of you. This is your last chance to come clean and perhaps soften the blow of what lies ahead. All right, well, let's start with Plum. Detective, I do have a confession to make. You may have already surmised from your investigation, but I tried to steal that candlestick from the ballroom. It's a priceless antique. Black didn't deserve or appreciate it, but you have to believe I would never kill the man. I do, Professor Plum. Didn't I tell you Mr. Black had his enemies? I can't say I'm surprised this happened. That's exactly why I gave him that dagger, to protect himself. I just don't have it in me to stab someone. I can't stand the sight of blood, to be honest. I believe you too, Miss Scarlet. Detective, my campaign can't take a blow like this. I'm willing to work with you here. Don't do anything you'll regret. Sleazeball. Solicitor Peacock, might I caution you on who you arrest tonight? The district attorney doesn't take kindly to false accusations, even for an officer of the law like yourself. Chef White. Listen, I'm just a chef. Was Mr. Black a terrible boss? Yeah, he totally sucked. Did I skim a little cash off the top at the end of a shift or two? Maybe. As if it'd make a difference to that rich old dirtbag. And Colonel Mustard. I've killed a lot of men in the past, but I was a young soldier serving his country. That was another life. I found peace in my later years. Saying that probably didn't help my case, did it? All right, everyone, if you'll excuse me just a moment, I'd like to review my notes. Try to get along for a few more minutes. Who killed Mr. Black? Well, it was clearly Chef White. With, I'm guessing, the bloody wrench that she hid in the kitchen. And where was he killed? I'm guessing the study where it looks like there was a scuffle. Let's accuse. You are about to accuse White of killing Mr. Black with the wrench in the study. Do you wish to proceed? Yes, I do. It was you, Chef White. The evidence is clear. I found the wrench hidden in the kitchen ceiling. You thought you could hide it, didn't you? One quick strike to the back of the head was all it took. And it happened in the study. I must say you left quite a mess. And we have a gold star. You must have been in quite the panic. You didn't even take the time to clean up after yourself. This guy's full of it. You people don't actually believe him, do you? Allow me to spell it out for you all. Chef White was stealing money from the restaurant Le Petit Chateau. She's the head chef there. Mr. Black is the owner, and he was on to her. In fact, he made a call to the restaurant earlier this evening To confirm his suspicions, I talked to one of the staff members myself. So what did Chef White do about it? She grabbed a wrench, headed for the study, and bludgeoned him. In a semi-conscious daze, Mr. Black stumbled into the upper hallway and then collapsed down this very staircase. Now he lies before us all, dead. White fled back to the study and then to the kitchen through the secret underground passage. Now I assume this is when Solicitor Peacock shot the safe in the library and triggered the lockdown. White was trapped in the kitchen. Luckily for her, she was able to sneak through the interconnected fireplaces to get to the dining room. I caught her in there, trying to escape through the window. Mr. Black was killed by Chef White in the study with the wrench. Any more questions? Oh, he's good. Makes sense to me. Looks like she's been caught red-handed. Yeah, about that safe. Impressive work, Detective. Chef White, you're under arrest for the murder of Bowden Black. Now if you'd kindly place your hands behind your back. All right. Chef White was sentenced to 20 years in prison for the murder of Mr. Black. She was replaced as head chef at Le Petit Chateau, and her conviction has made it into a popular attraction among tourists. Professor Plum admitted to attempting to steal the candlestick and faced a larceny charge of $2,000. Ousted as a fraud in front of other guests, he returned to college to complete his PhD. Scarlett decided to embrace her controversial alter ego and started her own news agency. She has solidified her status as a social and political pundit, with followers all over the country. Peacock stood trial for witness tampering. Since the origin of the evidence was unreliable and unknown, it was thrown out in court. She expects to get her client, Chef White, out of prison in no more than 8 years. Colonel Mustard came forward with the truth of his story, and he was subsequently stripped of his Medal of Valor. He now works for Veteran Affairs to make amends for his false claims. Green resigned from his position of mayor before the charges of bribery were brought against him. He decided to set his sights higher and is now up for a position as state senator. His odds are looking favorable. No one mourned Bowden Black. His home was demolished to make way for the expansion of a new local park. All right, there we go. Well, I must say it was kind of a fun game. The puzzles were not too challenging, so it made me feel extra smart solving them all. I did think some of the characterizations might have been slightly less than realistic, but that didn't bother me too much. Definitely hope you had a good time playing along with me. Congratulations to us both. We all solved Mr. Black's murder. And we have lots of other games here that we could possibly explore in the future. So I'm not going to get notifications, but we'll check back in and check out other games perhaps in the future. If you'd like to play along, make sure you're subscribed. Before we go, I did want to say a special thanks to all the patrons who help support the channel. If you are interested in joining our Fright Club, you can check out the link to my Patreon page in the description below. And that'll do it for today. Thanks everyone. Till next time, happy sleuthing.